So, Gwen, what inspired you to write this one?
Well, there's a long family story affiliated with the book. My great-grandfather was actually a teacher in the Bureau of Indian Affairs, and he documented a great deal of what he saw over his career in a story about a young man that he met in his teachings beginning at Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. He was afraid, however, to publish his stories because he was in the system, and he was very much afraid that if the word got out that he had written some of these things, that he might lose his job. So he kept the story close to his heart. He documented as many things as he possibly could. And then when he passed away, the manuscript went to my grandmother, who was his daughter. She was a nurse, an in-home care nurse, and I don't think had a whole lot of interest in book printing at the time. She was married to a man who was actually suffered the results of mustard gas during World War I. She had 2 children. It was the Depression, so things were not easy. And so when she passed away, the manuscript went to my father. My father, who had heard many, many stories about his grandfather, Ralph, and admired him tremendously. He thought he had done wonderful things. He had inspired my father to be a teacher. He wanted to publish it since it was far enough past Ralph's life that it could not have an impact on the family that way. So he worked at it. But it was written during the Victorian era. The wording is was very formal, very difficult to understand in some cases. And over time, the more he worked on it, he struggled with cancer and finally passed away before he was able to finish and submit the book for publication. So he gave it to me and asked me to please make sure that it got done before I passed away. And despite a full-time job, I worked for 31 years as a school teacher, and then committed myself to public service when I retired. Spent a great deal of time in public service. But when COVID came along, I couldn't do without doing this anymore. It had always stayed in the back of my mind that it should be done, and I didn't have an excuse anymore. So I began writing again, and that's how the book was published.
I love it.